Friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu, and today we will discuss very important current affair of 15th of December 2020. You can see here two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 9 to 10 very important and the most important current affairs of the day. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription, that you can buy our Affairs Cloud subscription with two methods. You can visit our affairs site, that is affairscloud.com/current affair, or you can directly go to the description box of this video. Under the description box, there is a link of the subscription. You can directly visit the subscription page by clicking on that link. Now, what you will get in the subscription? You will get the daily wise PDF, and in the daily wise PDF, you will receive two PDFs. One is related to the theoretical current affairs. Second is related to the question and answer PDF. Next is weekly PDF, all the current affairs arranged according to the week wise. Next is the weekly test. It is very important to evaluate yourself so that you can revise the current affair and retain the current affair for long time period. Next is the monthly PDF. It is again very important section because we are providing you 5 PDFs in the monthly PDF section. One is related to the theoretical current affairs of the month. Second is related to the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise and retain the current affairs for long time period. Next, pocket PDF, and it is very important to revise the current affairs before your exam. Next is the banking, finance and the economy PDF for those students who are preparing for the banking exam specially. Next but not the last, that is question and answer PDF top 100. It means top 100 current affairs of the month will be provided to you in the form of question and answer, so that again top 100 questions can revise and retain very easily. So guys, this subscription, these all things come at very minimal cost, and on that minimal cost we are providing you 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount on that minimal price. And these current affairs are available in Hindi as well as in English. So with my advice, if you visit the site or go to the description box, then you will definitely surprised to see the price. Now we are moving to today's session. Here is the 15th of December and we are moving to our first section, that is the most important questions. And here is our first question. Who won Social Entrepreneur of the Year Award India 2020? Remember, I am talking about one award and it is the most important question, and most important keyword here is the Social Entrepreneur of the Year 2020. And remember, the answer is Ashraf Patel. Ashraf Patel, she is basically a lady, not a man. So remember, Ashraf Patel. You can see also the picture of Ashraf Patel, named Social Entrepreneur of the Year 2020. You can see here, the prize was presented by Shrimati Samriti Zubin Irani. It means this award was given by Shrimati Zubin Irani, and all you know, she is currently the Union Minister of Women, Child Development and Textile under the Government of India. Ashraf Patel has been developing a generation of empathetic, sensitive youth change maker so that maximum to maximum knowledge can be enhanced and maximum to maximum improvement of the society can take place for the psychosocial interventions that help them to build more inclusive identities so that they can build their career in the prospectus manner, and societies that bring out revolutionary changes, because so many changes are going on, so they can adapt these changes in a very interesting manner. She will also participate in the annual and the regional meetings of the World Economic Forum. Recently, most important question I discussed yesterday, that in 2021, which country will host the World Economic Forum annual session? And this country is Singapore. This country is Singapore, guys, remember. And this Ashraf Patel, she will also attend this meeting because now she is basically eligible to attend this annual and the regional meetings of the World Economic Forum. She is also the founder, member and board member of Prava and Com Mutiny Youth Collective Organization, because she is also working with so many social organizations, but she is a member of this organization, that is Prava Com Mutiny Youth Collective. So guys, 2 or 3 things are very important under this question. One is the Social Entrepreneur of the Year name. You have to remember Ashraf Patel. And second thing, this award is presented by Shrimati Samriti Zubin Irani, all you know. And third thing, that she can attend now World Economic Forum meetings, and in 2021, Singapore will host the World Economic Forum 2021. Now we are moving to our next question. who won gold in the 10-meter air rifle event at the 6th International Online Shooting Championship. Now we are talking about the air rifle event, and it is, guys, 10 meter, and he is Indian player who won the gold medal. Yes, guys, Indian player, only name is the Yashvardhan. So you have to remember, I am showing the picture of the Yashvardhan. You can see here the picture of Yashvardhan. Junior Asian champion India's Yashvardhan wins 10-meter air rifle event in the 6th edition of International Online Shooting Championship. You have to remember this. This is the most important question, because because you have to remember one more important thing. The event saw the participation of Olympic-bound Martin Stempfel. You have to remember this. He defeated this very talented player from Austria, Martin Stempfel. That's why Martin Stempfel won silver medal, and Alexander Holkin from Ukraine won the bronze medal. But this is not so much important. We have to remember the name of the Yashvardhan, who won the 10-meter air rifle gold medal. You can see the exact cutting of the Olympic channel, that young Indian sensation Yashvardhan beats Olympic bound shooter in International Olympic or Online Shooting Championship, because the Martin Stempfel is very much talented player in the 10-meter air rifle, but Yashvardhan defeated him. This boy, Yashvardhan, 17-year-old boy, Indian shooter, currently ranked at 25th in position in the world. So you have to remember 2 or 3 things the examiner can ask the game of the Yashvardhan. So remember, he belongs to shooting. And he recently won International Online Shooting Championship. Now we are moving to our next question. UNESCO to launch a UNESCO Bangladesh Banga Bandhu International Prize. UNESCO will start this prize in 2021, who is known as Banga Bandhu, and the total prize decided for this the UNESCO International Prize, that is $50,000. The amount which is decided, $50,000, and this award will first be given in 2021 in November. And guys, who is known as this Banga Bandhu? Answer is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Remember, what is the answer? Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He was first president of which country? First president of Bangladesh. Remember, first president of Bangladesh and second prime minister of Bangladesh. And you can see the B option, that is Tajuddin Ahmed. He was first prime minister of Bangladesh. You have to remember this. If you belongs to especially the West Bengal area or the adjacent areas, then you have to remember this. Tajuddin Ahmed was the first prime minister of Bangladesh, and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was the first president and the second prime minister of Bangladesh, not the Pakistan. Bangladesh. Remember, it is not Pakistan, it is Bangladesh, because in 1971 Bangladesh was established. So remember this. And Banga Bandhu means friend of Bengal. And this Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, also known as father of nation of Bangladesh, because on the 26th of March 1971 Bangladesh was established, and in 2021 Bangladesh will celebrate 50th anniversary of Bangladesh establishment. Remember this is the very important year for Bangladesh, because Bangladesh will celebrate the 50th anniversary of establishment of Bangladesh. You can see here the Mujibur Rahman, and UNESCO will start the award by the name of this person, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman or the Banga Bandhu. You can remember either or both. You can see here the prize will given once in 2 years. It means in the 2 years it will be given once to the youth or to exceptional initiative of an institution or an entity or non-government organization for their outstanding performance in the creative economy. So remember this award will be given for the development in the creative economy. It can be won by any individual, any exceptional institution, or any non-government organization. The prize is named after Banga Bandhu. I already covered this point. The award will be given from November 2021, and this prize is initially established for 6 years, guys, 2021 to 27, and UNESCO already declared 2021 as International Year of creative economy for sustainable development. It means we have to develop the nation with the sustainable development goals. Especially, we have to create that type of the economy so that maximum to maximum development, green initiative, and maximum to maximum biodiversity can be enhanced, so that this is the basic motive of the creative economy, and by preserving the sustainable development goals by the year of 2030. So remember this, UNESCO already declared 2021 year as the International Year of Creative Economy. And who is establishing this award? That is UNESCO. So the organization here is very important, is UNESCO. You have to remember, where is headquarter of UNESCO? UNESCO headquarter is in Paris, France. And second thing, Director General is Audrey Azoulay. Audrey Azoulay. How many countries are member? 193 countries are member of UNESCO. Now, most important thing, because you know the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, recently visited India. So one most important thing, two projects, or the three projects basically launched by the Bangladesh and India. One is the Swadhinta Sadak between Bangladesh and India. Most important point you have to remember, Swadhinta Sadak will be started between Bangladesh and India on 26th of March 2021. On 26th of March 2021, because it is the 50th anniversary of Bangladesh. Second, Chilahati and Haldibadi rail link will be inaugurated in December 2020. Chilahati in Bangladesh, Haldibadi in West Bengal, and this will be again started basically in December 2020, because this link was stopped due to the Indo-Pakistan war in 1965. 1965, this link was basically cut off due to the war. And there is even more rail project, that is from Dhaka to Siliguri, again Bangladesh to West Bengal, is also expected to flag off on the Bangladesh 50th Independence Day on the 26th of March. And it is very expected that Mr. Modi ji will visit the Dhaka on the 50th anniversary. So you can see the Hindu cutting, Modi and Hasina summit to highlight infrastructure and connectivity projects. So you have to remember these three connectivity projects. One is the Swadhinta Sadak, second is Chilahati to Haldibadi, second is Dhaka to, and third one is the Dhaka to Siliguri. And these two train links, and one is the name of the Sadak. So you have to remember this. Now we are moving to the next question directly, and here is the next question. Which state became the first state in the country that has approved a system of modernized fire safety certification process? It means this state opened a portal, developed a portal, so that maximum to maximum fire insurance can take place, and after every 6 months the safety officer will be checked, and all the infrastructure project will be checked, and this can be done through all automation process. It means it is online now. And this state is, guys, Gujarat. Remember, only the news is important. Which state become the first state in the country which has approved the system of modernized fire safety certification process? It means now you can renew the certificate on the online platform, and this platform is developed by Gujarat Institute of Disaster Management. Gujarat Institute of Disaster Management. Remember, Gujarat is very famous, guys. Gir National Park is there. Lion Reserve is there. Gir National Park. And there is a Vansada National Park. Remember, Vansada National Park. There is a Marine National Park. Marine Nal Sarovar Wildlife Sanctuary. You have to remember these all things, very important. Gir National Park. There is Vansada National Park, Marine National Park, Nal Sarovar. Very important things, guys. Now we are moving to next question, but you have to remember this. Government of Gujarat gets new online fire safety approval system, and this system is developed by the Gujarat Institute of Disaster Management. Now, we are moving to next question in the most important section. Here is Reserve Bank of India has decided to set up an automated banknote processing center in which state? And guys, answer is very simple. Answer is Rajasthan, and in Rajasthan, the area is Jaipur. Jaipur is the exact right answer. If they are asking about state, then you have to take about Rajasthan. Reserve Bank of India is decided to set up an automated banknote processing center in Jaipur, Rajasthan. You can see here in the image that automated banknote processing center in Jaipur, Rajasthan, and you can also see here the cutting of Economic Times. RBI to set up automated banknote processing center in Jaipur. Now, what is the function of this center, which is recently opened by RBI? This is basically to receive the new printing notes, or the which are printed by the printing presses of the RBI, and they can dispatch these notes to the identified currency chest from this center. Even under this center, they can demolish the destruction of solid banknotes, and you can say these all processes are automated. Very important, because volume of banknote in circulation and supply of banknotes by the presses have increased threefold from 2001 to 2019. So in recent time, you can say in the COVID-19, maximum people are using now digital payments, but again 2001 to 2019 survey if you are taking, then circulation of supply of banknote is increasing. So that's why there is a need of this center, so that from that center you can dispatch a new currency and you can store this type of the new currency and can send new currency to the currency chest. So this is very important. So mark this question under the most important section. Even under this center, this will also demolish the destruction of solid banknote, and this process is all automated. The decision has been taken to effectively deal with the increasing circulation of banknotes. I already covered this point, but you have to remember there are 4 printing presses of the RBI and 4 minting presses of the RBI. Printing presses are in Nasik, Maharashtra, Devas, Madhya Pradesh, and Mysore, Karnataka, and last one is the Salboni, West Bengal. And you have to remember the minting presses, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Calcutta, and Noida. Again, important. Now moving to our next section. It is the very important questions, guys, and here is our first question in the very important questions. Ola, the car company, basically the rental car company, has signed a MOU with which state government to set up a rupees 2400 crore electric vehicle manufacturing hub in the state. It means Ola signed a project with the state government so that an electric vehicle manufacturing project or the factory can be set up in that state. And the state is, guys, Tamil Nadu. You have to remember the name of the state, the Tamil Nadu. They are setting up the world largest electric scooter factory. I am repeating, they are setting up the largest world scooter factory. Remember this. And they are using the banana batteries, which are very much easily replaceable by any person. And they can be chargeable by any person, no need to the extra hands. So it is very important. Their electric vehicle project is started by the Tamil Nadu government. Mark under the very important section, you can see here the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Palaniswamy ji. And what is the capital? Capital is Chennai. Governor is Banwari Lal Purohit. And there is a Annamalai National Park. There is a Mudumlai National Park. Very important national parks. Both are very important. So you have to remember, they basically signed the 24 projects, but under 24, this is the very best project you have to remember. So now we are moving to the next question. So next question is, which country hosted second Bangladesh-India Cotton Fest 2020? You all know that India is very leading producer of very much fine cotton, and Bangladesh also producing so much cotton, but Bangladesh is importing so much cotton. 98% of the cotton is imported by the Bangladesh. So remember, Bangladesh and India Cotton Fest 2020 is held in Dhaka, Bangladesh. You can remember just these things. This is not so much important question, but I covered because I am decided that no question should be left. So it is Bangladesh India Cotton Fest 2020, and this is hosted by Dhaka, Bangladesh. Dhaka is capital of Bangladesh. You can see here, second Bangladesh India Cotton Fest 2020 held in Dhaka, Bangladesh. You can see here Bangladesh intends to double its export of ready-made garments over the next 5 years, for which a secure and quality cotton supply was its top priority. This is the target of the Bangladesh in the next 5 years. Bangladesh is one of the top cotton importing nation, not the exporting, it is the importing nation. It imports over 98% of the cotton from nearly 42 countries. 98% cotton in the Bangladesh is basically imported cotton. So remember this. So nothing important under this question, but you can remember because Bangladesh we recently covered. Sheikh Hasina ji visited India. That's why it is important. Now we are moving to next question. CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industry, signed a MOU with which e-commerce company to enable benefits to micro, small and medium enterprises in 10 states, not in all India. That is only in the 10 states across India. So Confederation of Indian Industry want to enhance the micro, small and medium enterprises capability so that they can reach the maximum to maximum people and their income can be increased, because due to COVID-19 there is so much slowdown is going on. So to increase the income of these MSMEs, this CII signed a agreement with e-commerce website or the company so that they can launch these MSMEs product on that website and maximum to maximum income can be increased and MSMEs can put on the right platform. And this is, guys, Amazon. Remember, Amazon signed this project with the CII. You can see here, Amazon.in joins hand with the CII, Confederation of Indian Industry, to boost MSME business. Just remember this picture. This is most sufficient than other things. You can see here, this will boost MSME domestic and international trade. CII and Amazon will aims to bring digital transformation of the MSMEs which are not doing any digital transformation. It means they just want to attach these MSMEs with the Amazon so that they can launch these products to the online platform. Amazon India and CII will work together with MSMEs Ministry to help lakhs of MSMEs in these states to leverage technology to reach customers in India and globally through the adaptation of e-commerce. Because if the MSME is now using the e-platform, then they can sell the more products than the offline market. In order to simplify export with the commerce for these MSMEs, Amazon India and CII will work jointly to create a special export module on the Amazon.in. So guys, remember, Amazon.in is not important for us. For us, CII is very much important. Who is currently the president of CII? CII president is Uday Kotak. Remember, Uday Kotak is president. He is also the CEO and managing director of Mahindra, Kotak Mahindra Bank. Director General of CII is Chandrajit Banerjee, but Director General is not important. President is important. Headquarter is New Delhi. So I am repeating again, the president is Uday Kotak of Confederation of Indian Industry. Move to next question. Which insurance company introduced Got You Covered campaign? Just remember this keyword. You can just cover the question from this keyword. Got You Covered campaign during the observation of Universal Health Coverage Day, 12th of December. So two questions under one question. One is the name of the campaign, Got You Covered campaign. Second, Universal Health Coverage Day is celebrated on 12th of December. And this insurance company is Bharti AXA Life Insurance Company. Bharti AXA Life Insurance Company. And guys, this campaign is a special initiative to appreciate the frontline healthcare workers. It is for the frontline healthcare workers and who are working to protect people from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. What they will do? They will basically provide the mask and the other things which are required to protect the people from the COVID-19 and can also protect these frontline healthcare workers. So this is the campaign for the frontline workers. Got You Covered campaign. Remember, Bharti AXA Life Insurance started this type of the initiative. You can see here, Bharti AXA Life Insurance also tied up for this promotion category is with the Primero. Skills and Training launched Got You Covered campaign, but you have to just remember the Bharti AXA Life Insurance Company. And this insurance company belongs to Mumbai, Maharashtra. It means headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra. This company started basically 2006 and who is the managing director and CEO? Prag Raja. But Prag Raja is not so much important for you because for the examiner there are so many things to ask, but you don't have to remember this Prag Raja. But you can just read this Prag Raja so that if the question comes, then you can tick this right answer. Move on to next question, guys. Who won Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? Who won Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? So you have to tell me answer because Lewis Hamilton is out of the game due to the COVID-19 positive case because he is currently COVID-19 positive. That's why he's not playing this race, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So that's why this race is won by Max Verstappen. Remember, Max Verstappen from the Netherlands. He was born in Belgium, but he belongs to Netherlands. Remember, Max Verstappen. He won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So remember those races which are not won by Lewis Hamilton because there are very much less races to remember which are not won by the Lewis Hamilton. All the races maximally won by the Lewis Hamilton. So remember, Max Verstappen belongs to Netherlands. You can see here, Max Verstappen wins Formula 1 season finale in the flawless drive Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Recently, one player Sergio also wins one race, that is the Sakhir Grand Prix. Remember, Sakhir Grand Prix also won by the Sergio Perez, not the Lewis Hamilton. So remember these two races, these are very important Formula 1 races which are not won by the Lewis Hamilton. So remember this. And you have to remember one more important thing. If you are comparing globally all the Formula 1 racers, then number one player all over world is the Lewis Hamilton. And second player is the Valtteri Bottas, and third player is the Max Verstappen. So remember this. We are moving to the important question section, and here is our first question. Which bank has extended a line of credit of $448 million to Uzbekistan for financing the various projects? And it is not so much important because India is just providing some line of credit amount to Uzbekistan so that India can finance the various projects related to road and construction, related to water, related to communication. And mark under this question is the important section, and I am covering this question because of this bank, that is Export Import Bank. You have to remember this. Export Import Bank basically will fund this line of credit on behalf of the government of India to Uzbekistan so that they can finance their projects related to road and transport, water and technology and communication sector. So you have to remember this thing. And what about Exim Bank? That is the Export Import Bank, established in 1982. You can remember that NABARD was also established in 1982. So you can remember Exim Bank was also established in 1982. Headquarter of Exim Bank is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Who is the managing director? Managing director is David. Remember, David Raskuinha. I am writing the name Rasquinha. Raskuinha. So you have to remember by the name of only David. So Exim Bank is very important under this news. Now you can see here Indian Exim Bank extended $448 million to the Uzbekistan. It is a line of credit. It means it will be returned in some time. So moving to next question. Aceware in association with which bank launched Ace Money Micro ATM, that is automated teller machine service in Kochi, Kerala, only for the Kochi, Kerala. But in Jan 2021, they will start this service in the entire Kerala state. And the bank is, guys, ICICI. So you have to remember this bank name, and they started this home service. They started this home service so that the money can be easily available at home. So this is the basic purpose of ICICI, and this is known as Ace Money Micro ATM service. You can see here Aceware financial tech company launched service for doorstep withdrawal of the money. You can see here the service will enable people to withdraw money from their bank account from home. It means by sitting at your home, you can basically withdraw the money from any bank, and it is not only for the ICICI customers. If you belongs to any bank, then you can basically use this type of the services at home. The customers of all banks can avail this service. The money will be delivered within 30 to 40 minutes. Within 30 to 40 minutes of placing the order at doorstep of the customer. It means if you are basically placing any amount of the money, then they will deliver this money within 30 to 40 minutes. The service will initially be available only in the Kochi city because it is started in the Kochi city. But in the year of 2021 and the month of January, this will be available in the entire state of the municipalities. So remember this, all the municipalities of the state will be covered under this scheme. So the main bank here is important is the ICICI. So remember ICICI tagline, Hum hai na, Khayal aapka. And it was incorporated in 1994, but it was established in 1955. But you have to remember it was incorporated in 1994. Headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra. And who is the MD and CEO, Managing Director and CEO? Sandeep Bakshi. Sandeep Bakshi. Now we are moving to our next question. National Energy Conservation Day 2020 is annually celebrated across India on which day? And the answer is simple, 14th of December. It is celebrated across India. It is just to conserve the energy and to use the renewable sources so that maximum to maximum renewable energy can be increased. So this is very much important, National Energy Conservation Day. And India is doing so much things to conserve the electricity and the energy resources by the year year of 2022, because we have to increase the renewable energy and decrease the non-renewable energy resources consumption. So this is the basic target by the year of 2022, because we have to generate 175 gigawatt of the clean energy resources by the year of 2022. So remember, 14th of December. You can see here Energy Conservation Day, 14th of December 2020. Next question. Recently, the former Indian player of which game, Dharamlingam Ethiraj, passed away. And this player belongs to which game? This player belongs to football. Player belongs to football. You have to remember the game of the player, because he's very important player and he died at the age of 87 in Bengaluru. He was playing from the Madras Engineering Group and represented the Madras Engineering Group football team from so much long time, 1957 to 1963. It means almost for 6 years he represented football team of the Madras Engineering Group. That's why Madras Engineering Group named a stadium after Dharamlingam Ethiraj to honor his achievements. So remember just the name of the player and the game of the player. This is very important thing. You can see the picture of the player. Former Indian footballer Dharamlingam Ethiraj passed away. Move to next question, guys. Sanskrit scholar and Padam Shri awardee Benanji Govindacharya dies or the passed away. He was very famous scholar in the Sanskrit language and also in the Kannada language, because he translated so many books from Sanskrit to Kannada, like so many ancient texts like Banbhat Kadambari was translated into the Kannada, and also Mrich Katika, that was historical novel of Govindacharya, translated into the Kannada, and Kalidas Shakuntala also translated into Kannada. So many pioneer novels and the text of the Sanskrit translated into the Sanskrit. He was very famous when he wrote the screenplay of the Sanskrit play Bhagavad Gita and Shankaracharya. He was also the brand ambassador of India in 1979 in the World Conference on the Religion and Peace. Remember this, in the USA. So very important, his Sanskrit scholar, and he also received the Padam Shri in 2009. So remember the name. You can remember by Govindacharya, or you can remember the full name, that Benanji Govindacharya passed away at the age of 84. Now we are moving to our last section, that is the one-liner important point, and first is the award-winning South Korean director Kim Ki-duk dies at the age of 59. Not so much important, but you can remember just the name Kim Ki-duk, belongs to the South Korea. Next, SEBI forms Corporation Finance Investigation Department to check promoter fraud. Here important is the SEBI organization. They basically formed a department so that the fraud can be checked. And SEBI Securities and Exchange Board of India established in 1988, and it becomes statutory body in 1992. Who is the currently head of the SEBI? Ajay Tyagi. Remember Ajay Tyagi. Next, India pledges a commitment of USD 2 billion to provide essential service for women, children and adolescents globally. This is a very kind of thing done by India, that India is committing so much amount, that is 2 billion USD dollar, to provide essential service to all the women, children and adolescents globally. So this is very new kind of thing. Next is around 1.8 billion people lacks basic wash provisions. Basic wash provisions like water, sanitation and hygiene, and it is a report by WHO and UNICEF. Remember, World Health Organization, United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF. WHO headquarters is in Geneva. UNICEF headquarters is in New York. So remember this. Next, Exim Bank, I already covered. Max Verstappen wins Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I already covered this question. And also remember, Shakir Grand Prix won by the Sergio. I already covered this point. Now guys, we are moving to our new section, that is the question of day. Every day, every single video will cover a question of the day, but the question answer, I will not give the answer. So remember, under this question answer series, I will not give you answer. You will give the answer in the comment box. That is the question of the day. So I will tell you answer in the next current affairs. It means the next day current affair. So here is the day question. Which is the most searched word in the India as per the Google Trends 2020? I am repeating the question. Which is the most searched word in the India as per the Google Trends 2020. Here are 4 options. You can pause the video and just check the options, and you have to answer in the comment box. I am reading daily the current, basically your comments. Even they are positive, they are negative. I am reading all the current affair. Even I am liking your suggestions and adding up your suggestions if they are basically up to mark. So that's why I am adding your suggestion. This suggestion was given by in one of my comments. So remember, I am reading your all the comments. So give me answer in the comment box. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, then press the like button, and guys, please provide us 700 plus likes so that we can provide you more content on the different videos. And guys, please subscribe our channel and press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. And guys, it is my personal promise that if you are watching the videos regularly and if you're reading the current affairs from the PDF, then your current affairs section will definitely go strong, because 90% current affairs in your exams basically covered from the videos and the PDFs. So that's why this is the very important section, that if you're watching the videos and reading the current affairs from the PDF, then your current affairs section will go strong. It means your 90% questions can write in the exam. And guys, thank you for watching this video, and take care and goodbye.